Hi guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in again today. So we have snowflakes again because I'm literally a little behind with the times. So I just realized I can use filters. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna flip you guys over and we're gonna start with our mandalas. You want that in your living room? It's amazing, guys, what you could do with bracelet blanks, okay? We also did that right there. That's just attaching bracelet blanks, 3, and then a bar in the center and attaching a crystal to it. So it's a bunch of fun stuff, and maybe we will revisit that project later on in August. All right, so I'm gonna flip you guys, the moon behind you. Yes. So that moon behind me right here is made with 2 bracelet blanks, and I'll show you up close in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to flip you around. See? Now we are on day 2 of our flash sale, and I just want to show Cynthia something really quick. Not pertaining to the sale because she asked. All right, Cynthia. So these are 2 bracelet blanks. Do you see those? Okay. That I glued together. Well, these are actually soldered, but you could achieve the same thing with your GS Hypo. Okay, you're just going to have to let it dry a little bit longer. And your hole punch. Another hole. And then we have some of our crescent blanks. Yes, you can make the moon, Cynthia, you can make a lot of shapes out of it. So you know what? I think we'll put that on the calendar for a day in August. All right, so we'll do that. I don't know if I magic, but you could rivet. You could rivet, Kimberly. Yes, you could. So I'm going to take these snowflakes off. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to bring in what we are going to dissect today. So we have, first and foremost, we have our Mandala pack number 2. Look at these beauties. All right, and they are marked. I didn't put them back the right way in the packaging. All right, so with this, you could do all different patterns. Okay. So that's Mandala pack number 2, and we're gonna play with that in a couple of minutes. And then we have Mandala pack number 3, which is right here. Now guys, if you're just starting and you don't have anything to put your stamps in, our cases are on sale as well. Okay. If you don't have your case yet, what I sometimes used to do is, I use this as my case. What I do is I cut my staples off and I just slide it out, okay? Just in case you get you ordered your storage box and it hasn't come yet. So definitely use your packaging as a case for now. All right, and then we have, which I feel is the most ornate. This is Mandala pack number 1. Oop, and there it goes. Thank God I have a backup. So this right here. Now guys, if you see that you can actually mix all of these packs. And once I go through how to use the mandalas with you guys today, I'll do a quick mandala just utilizing all of the packs together. Hi, Maureen. Oh, Terry, you need to know about my necklace. Yes, that's a good idea, Lynn. Good idea. All right, so we're gonna start. Now, we have a sticker guide that comes in your sticker book, your sticker guides book, okay? So this is just cut out of that book. I'm gonna peel that away. Now, guys, this is an aid. It'll help you line up your stamps. So what you're gonna wanna do is, let's see if I could get this somewhat centered. Do you see that? So I follow the circumference inside of those. Hi, Jill. Okay. And then I put it down. And it sticks to my block. So now my blank is secure on my work area. Okay. Now you could go larger. The larger size is 1 1/4. Okay. If you're working on a big 2-inch disc, you'll be able to fill that whole disc, and then you maybe use some tape on the top and the bottom. Hi, Angie. Hi, Roseanne. Roseanne, we have a mutual friend. All right, so which one should we start with, guys? Should we start? We'll go in order. We'll be rebels. Hi, Stephanie. So if you're just joining, we are going through mandalas today because there are 3 packs on the flash sale. So I'll just put that one right over there so you could see that it's mandala one. It's a little blurry up top, but we'll make do. So when I use my mandala patient, oh, you're patiently waiting? Oh, for your order? You won't be disappointed, Sarah. So I'm just going to move this way and show you. When I'm working my mandala patterns, I always line up my stamps next to me. I always make sure that they're facing up so I see my designs. Okay. So, and I always like to start in the center with the largest stamp. Okay. Which is my 6mm flower stamp. Oh my God, where did I put my hammer? Here we go. Okay. There it is. All right, so I'm going to take it, and I'm going to pull this back a little bit because I want to tilt and tap this, and for if we have any new viewers who are just learning, I'm going to try to put this further up so you guys could keep your comments up. So I'm going to take my stamp, and I'm going to place it in the center, okay? Now, with that being said, guys, you should always look around your entire blank when you're trying to line up. Okay? Take your time with it. Like I said before, it's not a race. Learn your tools. I guarantee you by the 5th mandala pattern that you do, you won't even have to blink at a blink. You can just know where your center is. Hi, Alicia. Okay? So I'm going to line that up. I'm going to give it 1 tap in the center. Front, back, side, side, center. So here we go. Okay, now I'm a little off. It's okay, because you're going to build around it. All right. And I actually am stamping further away from the camera so you guys could see it without the comments going over it. So I'm a little off, but that's good. That's okay. Then I'm going to take my flourish stamp. Okay. And I'm going to come in. I'm just going to move my block so you guys could see it. I'm going to come in right in between my petals, okay? And follow that line. And remember, you don't have to move your stamp, guys. Turn your block. Hi, Jean. Turn your block. So you're going to bring that down, line that stamp up, give it 1 tap at the top, forward, back, side, side. So I'm tilting and tapping only because it gives a little bit, you need a little bit more to penetrate that sticker, but you don't want to be too aggressive with your hits. That's why if you're hitting it at a medium, you want to tilt and tap it. Okay? And you're just going to keep on turning your block. Now, for those of you that don't like using the sticker, you don't have to use the sticker, okay? But the sticker is a very good aid to help you line your stamps up. Because now I follow the inside. Stephanie, you're still having, when you're seeing harder metals, ends up skipping across the surface, leaving a double impression. What are you stamping on, Stephanie? And are you using a brass head hammer? Just so we could troubleshoot while I'm building this pattern. Then I'm going to come in between my flourishes. I'm going to come in with my leaf. And I'm going to line that up. And I'm going to turn my block. This is one of my favorite mandala packs. So I'm going to utilize all 4 in this pack, but then I'm not going to continue with, the pattern because I want to come back in and show you how you could incorporate your other mandala packs with this. Brass and no on the hammer, just my regular hammer. Okay, Stephanie, I have a good answer for you as to why that's happening. When you are stamping with a steel hammer, it bounces. So with the brass hammer, it's nice and soft. It absorbs the shock of you hitting steel on steel. So when you're hitting steel on steel, it not only bounces, but you chance splitting your steel, having it spark, which you don't want to do, but it's bouncing. So your steel is bouncing off your steel, and that's why you're getting double impression across your metal. So I definitely think that using that brass head hammer will eliminate any of your double impressions. Okay? Definitely should be a brass head hammer. And if it's still an issue, I would look at the blanks. I'm wondering what blanks you're using. Terry, you just have patience. Try using them without the sticker. Okay. All right, so we're going to pull this off. Oh, God, and I just did my nails today. And I'm bound to ruin them. Okay, so I'm going to pull my sticker off. See? So Stephanie Lynn noticed a big improvement when she got the brass head hammer. I have to tell you guys, stamping with a brass head hammer is like night and day. Okay? So with your impressions, if you get that sticker stuck in there, okay, you just want to pull that off a little bit. You could just do it with a fingernail. You can use a set of tweezers. You could use an alcohol pad and it comes right out. So I'm just going to pull that out. All right, and I'm not going to fill it in, but at the end, it looks a lot like that. All right. So this is Mandala pack number 1. Like I said, I'm not going to continue the pattern because I want to show you how you could incorporate your other mandala packs with this one to build a big mandala. Okay. Pull that aside. So now we're going to work with Mandala pack number 2, which I like to call the Petal Pack because it's filled with petals. Going to open that really quick. Okay, perfect. Put that there so you guys could see it. So this has three 6mm stamps, 6mm stamps and 1 3. Okay, just like that. I'm going to push them aside. Again, I'm going to make sure that they're facing up so I know what I'm grabbing. I'm going to take my blank, put it in the center of my block, and I'm going to peel one of my sticker guides. Follow the circumference, put it on my block, and I'm going to start with using the dot in the center of my disc, okay, as a starting point. Push this down a little bit. I'm going to bring this right here. There you go. That's closer to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with all 4 points with my drop. So I am going to, and what makes it easy, guys, if you're having problems lining these up, and I know I've told you this before, let me grab a Sharpie. You could always grab a Sharpie marker, right? So this is the tip of your stamp, okay? This is the tip of your design. You know it's the center. Just draw a line up it, okay? So when you go to use it, see how you know you're lined up, okay? So I am going to line that up with my center dot, okay? See that dot there, guys? I really need my glass. Let me stick my glasses on. Be a mess by the end of the hour. I'm getting to that age that I can't do anything without my glasses on, though I'm fighting it. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to tilt it front, back, side, side. And there is my first impression. Then I'm going to come in right here. Thank God for my glasses. Now you could see when you go and line up, let me see if I have something to point with. Okay. When I go and line up to touch my last impression stamped, see how you see that black line? See how that black line is in the middle of the next? All right, so putting lines and center marks on your stamps are a good trick. Okay, so then I'm going to come back in right here. And there we go. And then I'm going to start. So with the petals, this is how it, this is the, let's see if I could zoom in on that. Okay. So it's a nice pretty petal and you see it has all that space in the center. I'm going to utilize those 2 edges to line up with the inside of the 2 impressions I stamped. So I'm gonna, and I'm also gonna use that circle, okay? The outskirts of that circle. So I'm gonna line one part of my stamp here, then I'm gonna put the other part down. Does everybody see that? Okay, so my stamp is touching the teardrop, the top of both of those drops, the drop shapes. And there's my first petal. Then I'm going to turn it, place it down again. So guys, it really is, lining up is one thing, but learning to where to put your stamps is something completely different. Pay attention to the last, to your impressions on each side. You might even feel that impression in the sticker. Okay, so right here, my teardrop, I know I feel that channel. So I know I'm going to move it over just slightly, and I'm going to press it down. So I'm lining it up inside that slice. So again, and I know I sound like a broken record, it's just learning your stamps. That's all it is. It's learning your stamps and how to use them. Okay? So I'm going to come back in with my oval now, and I'm just going to, so you see now your lines are through your petals. This is where it gets a little tricky, okay? Because now you can't use a line. What you could do is take your marker. Do you see where the tip of my flower petal is? I could just put a little mark. I love these stickers because I hate drawing lines on my blanks. I've gotten so used to not using the stickers anymore that I don't have to draw lines. I give myself a center mark, and then I go from there. So you want to line up your black with your black. Let's see if I could zoom in there. There we go. Guys, if it gets blurry, just let me know, okay? Because sometimes I'm not looking, well, sometimes I'm looking over the camera, sometimes I'm looking into it. So I could pretty much catch it, but if I'm not, with Mandalas, I'm not looking into my phone. So do you see how now I'm lined up nicely? I'm right at that mark. Let's see. There we go. I'm right at that mark. Okay? So then I'm going to turn. Oh, God, everybody's quiet. Everybody's just watching. Okay. So see how we've lined that all up? So now I'm going to come back with my other drop, okay? And this is a thinner. You're all just watching. Okay, good, Lynn. So these are like, I have to tell you, I was just talking to our creative director, Allison, and she's watching today too. Allison's just super talented. She amazes me every time she comes up with something new. But, you know, do you ever watch those wax cutting videos? You know, my daughter watches these like wax cutting and candles slicing videos. And I sit there and I watch them with her, and it's so, I should just do complete videos of just mandalas, because I guess it's relaxing to some people. I don't know. So I'm going to come back in, and now let's say you want to switch your stamp, okay? Meaning you don't want that facing you. You don't want to use that. You want to flip it around. You can move it, okay? You could turn it over, or guys, just move your block. Move your blocks. That's as simple as it comes, okay? Just move your block. So I'm going to come in, and I'm going to come in with the back end of my stamp. And again, you could do the same thing like we did. And because this is off the sticker with this pattern, I'm going to come in just with the Sharpie and make a couple more little marks. And then I'm going to line them up. So it is my favorite also, and I know some of you have taken a pinner's class with me, and, you know, I always say, come back to the booth if you have any questions on mandalas, because mandalas happen to be my thing. So I love teaching them. I love, love teaching them. And I love teaching people my little tips and tricks. Okay? So again, I'm going to leave the rest of my disc empty because I'm going to show you how you can incorporate another mandala set with them. So I'm pulling off my label, my sticker. You could use tinfoil. Ro, you could also use an ink pad. Okay, you could use an ink pad and you could dip your stamps into an ink pad and then on a piece of paper. All right. And I know that you guys were asking to do names in mandalas. So me and Jen are working on that. Okay. So here is a finished pattern of that. I did a little bit different on this one, but I'm going to show you how you could go back in and add a different design to it. And then we'll color them in with the different enamel markers. And then we have Mandala pack number 3, which is this one right here. Okay. And this one's a little bit more complicated, only because there's more lines. Okay. And we're going to work a little on that. There we go. Put that down. I'm going to put away these because I have a tendency of mixing. Well, actually, you know what? I'll leave them out. I'll leave them out. Leave them out. Okay. This one here. And with these, you'll see it is 1 6mm, 2 4mm, and 1 3mm. Okay. And I'm going to start at the cross, right in the center at that cross line, with my little drop stamp, and I'm just going to mark the center. Oh, Lynn, you could place a second order. You could place a second order. I'm going to line that up in the center. Okay, and here I am. Now I'm going to work on that line. There's not a guidebook yet, Carly. Not yet. It's just a sticker. It's a sticker guidebook. It's a book of sticker guides, of the clear sticker guides. So now I am right in that center. Okay, and then I'm going to utilize my 4 cross lines. Okay, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to go right on top. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm going to come back in with my petal. So if you notice, this mandala pack has a petal on it also, but it is not rounded. It's not curved in. It's more curved out. Okay? So I am going to come in, and now I have space between the last impressions that I stamped, and I'm going to follow that line. Does everybody see that round circle? Okay? This part right here. That's what I'm going to line my stamp up with. Okay? So I know my edges are right here. I'm going to come in, and I'm going to place them right on that line. And there we go. This one it reminds me a lot of a kaleidoscope. You know, when we were kids, the tube kaleidoscopes. They were kaleidoscopes. Yes, that's what they were called. So I was mortified. I'll share a little story with you guys the other day. So we're moving, and you know, everything comes down from the attic once you move. And my mother saved everything. I never thought my mom saved anything from, you know, report cards. So I open up a box, and my 11-year-old is standing next to me, and I pull out this bag, and it's got every single report card from kindergarten. It's got every swim team ribbon I've ever won. And it's got my yearbook from my 6th grade from elementary school. She opens it up, and you know, it was the early 80s. It was big hair. So she sat there for a little while enamored with the pictures in the yearbook. So again, I'm going to line it up. I'm going to use that curvature in that sticker guide. So that's what this reminds me of. This reminds me of kaleidoscope. All right, so here we go. And then we're just gonna build on the inside. So another one. Yes, Terry, way big hair. Way big hair. And you know, I'm bigger lady. I'm a bigger girl. And you know, I've always been it's funny. I looked like between like the smile on my face and how excited I was and all this big curly hair, I was like, oh, this is just, I got tortured for the rest of the night by my husband and my daughter. But I guess it was all in good fun, right? All in good fun. So this is the 3mm stamp. And then after I'm done with this, I'm going to show you how you could turn your stamp around. So now I could do another petal in between these, or I can turn my petal. Okay? So what I mean about turning my petal is not having my open part in my design. I'm going to flip it. So when I flip it, I'm going to draw a line. And I'm going to place that down right here. And you know what? And you could always, guys, don't feel that if you need to just put a black dot on the lines, that's fine. You know, it will come off your metal because it's really on the sticker. Terry, you did? Oh, it was so bad. We should, you know what? Maybe we should have a thread and we should share all of our big 80s hair. Maybe we'll have 80s hair day. And do you see how I'm switching it? So now I'm using only the top half of my stamp. And I know I've gone over that with you guys before. Guys, you don't have to use your entire design stamps. You could use, you know, just the bottom part of a heart on the outskirts of your disc. It's personal preference. It's your creation. And I always like to go over, when I do mandalas, I like to continue my pattern over my whole. I want a continuous pattern. I know, Cynthia, I still like big hair. So, you know, I don't know. Still love big hair. What do you think, guys? It does look like a kaleidoscope, doesn't it? Let's pull this off. All set and Aquanet, yes. Although now in my old age, I've moved to Tresemme. Extra, extra holds. And you're gonna peel your sticker. You can use your fingernail. I'm trying to be a little bit gentle because, you know, although. All right. Again, you could pull this out with a, which I don't have at the moment. Do I have it? No. I moved all my stuff over to start packing, so I don't have my tweezers, but how great is that? And it does look like a kaleidoscope, I think, but it gets busier, you know, with every different pattern. You know, we could have filled in all that negative, definitely, all around it. Let me do that a little bit. Actually, I'm going to hold off. See, looks like a kaleidoscope. All right. So let's go back, and I'm going to take from Mandala pack number 1. Redhead with big hair. Oh, see, you had me at big hair. I like big hair. Now they like everything's like done with a straight iron and like, and that yes, I use a straight iron and then I make it big. So it's it kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm gonna mix Mandala pack number 1, okay, which was the design that I did before with you guys, and I'm gonna mix that with my leaf from Mandala pack number 2. Okay, I know that's a little, there we go. That's better. This one right here. So let me dig that one out. So now I am not going to finish this with stickers. I'm going to show you how, you know, how I line it up. So I'm going to come in. So I'm going to actually, you know, turn my disc around, and, you know, as I'm turning it, I start to think. I start thinking about the shapes that I have. I start thinking about where my placement. So I'm going to come in between my 2 petals. Okay? Now, guys, you could tape this down. I like doing things the hard way. Definitely tape these down if you're working on it at home. And there is my first petal. Okay? I'm going to turn. Oh, see, Terry, I still have a ratting comb. Now they just charge more money for it. And it's called, my comb is actually called Big Texas Hair. I want to meet the person who comes up with these names. I'm going to turn my disc. Remember, guys, don't feel that you shouldn't put pressure on your stamp. So I'm putting pressure on my stamp. Then I'm turning. Lining up, putting pressure. Well, thank you, Cynthia. Putting pressure on it again. But guys, if your blanks are moving, definitely tape them down with the stamp tape, okay? And then you could come back in. So now I have spaces inside my petals. You could choose to leave them empty, but again, it's not in my nature, just leave things alone. So I'm gonna come back in with, I'm gonna come back in with my, let's see, I have a little flower, just like that, okay? All right. I'm telling you, Ruth, and you know what? You could take it from me, Ruth, or you could take it from anyone else on this, you know, all of my amazing friends that tune in every day and listen to me, and Jen and Allie. The brass head hammer is going to make such a difference in your work, you know, and these little tips that I'm giving you guys, I'm telling you. And definitely mix the stamps. Cynthia, Rita, what was the last stamp in set 2? Set 2, the last stamp I used was my petal. Ophine, I have to tell you, Ophine, this weekend, well, last week I was at the lake and I used what you made me for my beach chair, my chair scrunchie, and I came back to work and told everybody about it. I finally got to use it and I love it. Thank you so much. I know you gave that to me last year and I finally got a chance to use it. I am the tipster. Okay? And don't forget to send me pics when you guys do these mandalas. So I'm going to come back in and just give a really pretty, dainty, small, I want to say that looks like a little flower, so I'm going to go with the flower. All right, and I'm going to come back in. And again, guys, do you see how the bottom circumference of my stamp, I'm lining up with with that impression that's underneath, okay? Because remember, you're not going to go over it because there is a little bit of wiggle room on your stamp. So I'm placing, let me see if I could actually get this close enough to show you guys. So right here was my flourish, and I'm placing my stamp, the bottom, the curved part, right up against it. You're gonna have a little bit of space in there. See, it's not overlapping. Now you're gonna turn it, do the same thing. And it dances nicely right on top of it. This stamp, Cynthia, is from the first pack, Mandala Pack 1. So right now I'm just going to mix for you guys. I'm going to mix Mandala Pack 1 and Mandala Pack 2. So I really feel that you need to buy both of them. I just think these two packs go so well together. Look how beautiful that that is. Okay? And then, like I said, I like to go off my blanks. Okay? I like it to be continuous and I like to go off my blanks. So I'm going to come back in with my petal again. With my petal from my Mandala 2-pack. And I'm going to come off. Now I'm going to use... Where's my little pointer thing that I've been using? I'm going to use this. I'm going to use right here to line up and right here. Okay? No, Ruth, I am not using a protector on my block because I used my last one yesterday. Actually, yes, I used my last one yesterday. So I'm going to have to run into the office and pick it up. So I am going to line up with this edge of my last petal and this edge. And guys, it's not a race. Really, take your time. And you could have it go off. Do you see how I lined it up? You could have your design going off of your blank. It just, it leaves it very, three-dimensional that way. I love it. So these are little tips and tricks, guys, that I've picked up along the way. And I'm using Alchemy. Yes, it is, Cynthia. It's never ending. Angie suggests getting the boxes, the stamp boxes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep, you could do that, Ange. You know what, Greta? I thought about doing the 4x4 protector. The thing I don't like about a bigger protector is I use my big block for a lot of projects that I do. So, if I'm texturing, I always, and everybody does. When you're texturing, you miss your blank. You go off the blank. If you do a big 4x4 and you go off and you now have a divot in your sticker, you have all that wasted sticker. So what I'm working on, this is 1 inch. This is 1 inch. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with some of our enamel markers. I'm going to move my stamps to the side. And we're going to come in with, I think I'm going to start with the, and I'm going to say this right, I'm going to come in with the green in the center. And I'm going to use that to highlight my flower. Okay. I'm going to bring that up above the comments so you guys could see better. Then I'm going to come in with my brown. Just a little something new to show you guys. And I'm just highlighting the flourish. Now this is the brown marker. And with the colors, guys, you might have to do more than one coat. All right. And don't worry if it dries on there, because I'm going to show you a little trick to get your enamel off if it dries on there. So there is my blue. Yes, Ann, I have all the colored markers. Is there one that you wanted to see? Then I'm going to come back in with my gold. And I'm going to use it on my little petals, my little buds. And then I'm going to come back in. Yes, there's 5, including the black. I'm going to come in with my petals. The gold, and the gold is my favorite. The gold looks fantastic on silver. It looks great on copper. The silver looks great on copper. Silver looks great on brass. Yes, the gold has a shimmer to it. It's got a mandala shimmer. It's got a metallic. Let's see if I could zoom that in for you guys could see that better. No? Okay, let's see. Let's see. There we go. See the glitter in that? Who doesn't love glitter? Who doesn't love shimmer? Okay, so then I'm going to come back in with my brown, only on the outskirts. Of it. I'm going to come back in with my blue. Yes. So it's not a blue. I keep on calling it blue. Everyone's going to kill me. It's a green. But to me, and I'm not colorblind, it's like a blue-green. So I always refer to it as blue. It's not blue. It's a green. But I have to tell you that, Rosemary, I do use it for my waves. So it's a blue-green. It's a common thing with me here. I know you guys are always... So I'm going to let it dry, Kaylee. Carly, I'm going to let it dry. Let's see if I could take a paper towel to it. And I know I had my paper towel. Where'd my paper towel go? Right here. Jill, you see blue too? I think it's like, it's a green blue. It's like, okay, so to me, a patina green is like a patina blue. I don't know. Some people see green, I see blue. It's like the dress. Yes, I think that using Sharpies is kind of a bad idea for the simple fact that these markers are formulated to stay inside your impressions. Yes, do it. Turquoise. I agree. A seafoam, yes. Going back to the markers, these are, this enamel is formulated to stay inside. Any kind of alcohol substance, when it comes to Sharpies, it takes the Sharpie right off. So now I am dabbing it. And I know you think I'm not getting anywhere with dabbing it, but then I lightly wipe. Does everybody see that? See what's happening here? You just, and I'm no one to talk because I have no patience. I'm the one that like rubs really quick. Took me time to like really relax and realize that you guys aren't gonna not like me if I take a little bit longer for my enamel to dry. So there we go. All right. Roseanne, I stamp on a 4x4. Now, with your patina green blue, you could always go back in, guys, and always give it all a second coat. If you want it more, more to show up more. Don't be afraid of it. Just fill it in again. So, Rosemary, if you didn't wipe, okay, so you could be asking me that question for two reasons. One, you want to color the entire blank and maybe just relief it. You could do that. There's another application. Or if you left your enamel on your blank by accident and it's dried on, all you need to do, guys, is, so let's say you've taken your black enamel, okay? I'm going to move on to another piece. Let's say we've taken our black enamel. Okay? And we colored the entire thing in. And we forgot. We walked away from our block. We let it sit. It dried. So let's see if I can make it dry really quick. I'm going to pull this off and blow on it. Okay. So now it's dry and you can't get it off, right? It's not coming off with your household paper towel. All you have to do to get that enamel off is go over it again. If you wet that enamel again, okay, it comes right off. So remember, if you walk away from your bench block and you leave your enamel piece and it's all colored black or any color that you're using, you could definitely wet it again with your enamel, wipe it off. All right, or you could breathe on it again. That's good, Terry. Terry said that you could breathe on it again. Yeah, breathe on it when it's, you could breathe on it. You know what, Terry? Well, you floored me, because... All right. Yes, just like a Sharpie, Cynthia. Now, your Sharpie markers do come off if you hit them again with it. What do I want to show you? So another way you could, I know we made these the other day. Let's say you've textured a piece or you did a complete, or Cynthia said you could lick it. They're not toxic, but I would really not like anyone to lick the enamel. So you're going to take your marker, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to color in your textured piece. Okay. And you're going to let that dry. And that was funny, Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you for the laughs. And then you're just going to, I'm just going to fan a little bit because I really want this to dry really quick so I could show you guys another application of using the enamel. Put another layer on that. Remember, guys, if you're just joining, we have a huge Christmas and July sale going. This is great to stock up. Be the best gift giver. Hand stamp everyone's Christmas gifts. Or share the joy of stamping with someone that you love. What size? Ruth, I believe this is the 1.25 inches. All right, so I just want to show you guys another application. On how to color that in, but this has to, now with what I'm doing, this has to be, your enamel has to be really dry. Okay, so definitely walk away from it because I always have to redo it because I don't have patience. It's terrible. Eventually it will come off, Maureen. It's going to come off your high spots, so not inside your divots. If it dries completely, see, I want to try to touch it, but it's still wet. Because I really want to show you, and you see what I'm coming out with. Buffing and sanding blocks. I want to show you, and my hair, sorry guys. I want to show you another application on how you could use this. And of course, it's going to give me a hard time today. Should have had a little fan. All right, so it's tacky. It's not so dry, so I'm going to be a little bit careful with it. When it's dry, okay, you could take your superfine side of your, I do need a heat gun, Stuart, you're right. And I'm just going to lightly, does everybody see what's happening here? I'm using it as a relief block, okay? And I'm lightly. Now, I could be a little bit more aggressive with it if it was dry, but in true Rita form, I am not waiting. And I'm literally just tapping it and pulling it back. Thank you, Cynthia. What do you think, guys? How nice is that? So we could definitely highlight. Very cool, right? So that's another application that you could do. You could even cover an entire mandala pattern, let it really dry, and then take your block and relief some part of it. You know, if any of you have painted, well, you're very welcome, Ruth. Looks like an ocean. It does. It does look like the ocean. And I think I've used it like that before in one of our Facebook Lives. Let it dry. Same with this, guys. Let it dry. Okay? Don't be afraid of mixing your enamels, okay? So let's say we have a brown. I'm gonna go over this real quick. Okay? And I'm going to let that dry. Sorry if I'm blowing into my phone. All right. And I want it to dry. Okay, I want it to dry completely. I'm going to pull it off and just blow on it, guys. Then I'm going to come in with my gold. Don't be afraid of getting your enamel, your brown enamel, on your gold tip. Because you could always take your paper towel, guys, and clean it off. Okay? Like how I mix my silver and my black to get more of a gray. So let's say I want to go over the center. Does everybody see that? And I want to highlight some. It gives it this really nice, like a heated enamel. Gives it a really nice look. You know what? What the hell? Let's add some. Let's add some of the blue, green. The green. You know, you can continue to play with it. Personal preference. Here's our kaleidoscope. Here is our kaleidoscope. So we're just going to let that dry a little bit. So has anyone ever used chalk paint to paint furniture? You know how careful we are to sand the edges so they look worn? It's sort of the same thing. Kind of still tacky, but then you'd come back in. Very lightly. And you don't have to have that metal show through at all, or you can. Totally up to you. And that blends all of them. Do you see that? So it's got that patina feel and look. Or you could just do your outskirts. You see how I have that silver coming through? And I'm leaving that brown a little bit. And I'm blending all those colors. Okay. And you could also use, if you don't have, it does look like yes, Carly, it looks like torched copper. So these are all ways. You could also roll up your paper towel, don't have anything on it, and use it as an eraser in certain areas. Do you see how I'm doing that? So let's say I pick this part right here. I'm taking my paper towel and I'm drawing around it. Do you see that? And I'm coming in and I'm just playing with my enamel. How pretty is that? You could use any of the colors, but that's definitely, and I know we've never really talked about, I mean, we applied the enamel, but we never really went into what you could do with it. So, you know, so if you don't have your buffing blocks, definitely take your paper towel. You could use Q-tips if you have, and look how good, it's like a little eraser. And then you could go all around. Now this is better because it's dried. All right, you're gonna put a little bit of pressure on it and just go over. Stuart, you know what? I don't like sealing pieces, only because if you seal a piece and it starts to chip, you then have to sand all of the finish off, including the clear coat. You know, when I sell my jewelry, I always make sure to put care instructions in it. Actually, I might even, do I have it with me here? Let's see. Nope. Actually did a fair at the lake, so everything's still in the car. But I include a little card saying that, you know, it is not chlorine or saltwater safe, just so, you know, the integrity of the piece stays nice. Yes, you could do that. You could set it with a bezel, guys. What you could also do is, and this is not included in the sale, so you could dap these and then put it in a bezel if you'd like. See if you give it a little domed look. How pretty is that? And then rosemary, you could definitely put it in the bezel setting this way. So it gives a little bit of 3-dimension to it. So guys, this is all in our flash sale today. You could turn it into earrings, Anne. Yes, you can. I can, Ruth. we are going to be, and we're really probably it's going to be the next month or so. We're going to be having a business Zoom class where Jen and I, you'll be able to see us, we'll be able to see you guys, and we'll be able to chat. It'll be a thing. It'll be a thing. So definitely reach out to us on via private message, Ruth, and let us know that you're interested in taking that class. All right, a button too. Remember, guys, we did buttons. Yes. So all of these mandala packs and these amazing enamel markers are available with this flash sale. So I'm going to turn you guys around. Whoops, there you guys are. Put you back in here for a couple of seconds. So don't forget, guys, because things are limited, so you definitely want to make sure, see, big hair, right? I always want to go bigger. Make sure that whatever's in your cart that you're acting on, because I know we had, I think it was Carly that told us yesterday that she went to bed and she put all the stuff in her cart, and then when she woke up, some of it was gone. So definitely, Cynthia, the business class is probably going to be, like I said, I'm still at home. Jen and Allie are in the office, but unfortunately camps have been canceled in New York, so I have a miserable 11-year-old. So, which brings me to, guys, I am going into the office tomorrow. So your Facebook Live is going to be coming from ImpressArt. And I will show you my studio there a little bit. I'll make sure to get in early and clean it because I'm somewhat of a hurricane and a tornado all rolled into one. So definitely tune in tomorrow at 1. I'm going to be going through what the remains of the products that I chose for this flash sale and Christmas in July. And maybe I'll pull some of the amazing people that I work with. I'll pull Jen in. I'll pull Allison in. I'll pull everyone that I usually talk to. The normalcy, you know what? I miss the people that I work with. I definitely do, but I will have, I'm bringing my daughter with me. So she'll be probably sorting samples. But definitely tune in tomorrow. We're going to go through all of the blanks that are on sale. So I could just walk you through and, you know, let you know what's plated, what's not plated, what applications are great to use with. And if there's something that's on that sale that you're unsure of, oh, rivets. Terry wants rivets. I was just going to say that. If there's something that you're unsure of to make that purchase, to make that jump, definitely send us a private message. And me and Jen will take a look at it, and I will try to get that, definitely get that for you guys tomorrow. So I know Jen is in tomorrow. Allie, are you in tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. I'm pretty sure she's in tomorrow. But I'm going to pull in Allison. I might even pull out Dave that you see, and Adam, who is the CEO of the company. So I'm going to try to get a bunch of guest people on there tomorrow, and they're probably going to kill me. She said maybe.